door, finding McCraven. Pass a little high for him. McCraven had reset, puts it up off the glass, good.
Out to Hallie Crockett, her second baseball pass up the floor to Abby Richmond. Right-handed layup for two.
Still backing and backing, gets stalled again, and picks up 2 points. So 2-point takedown.
The puck tries to reverse along the boards, taken away by Parker. Found it out of goal! Parker tees up Brody Schultz!
Right-handed dribble goes to Reichel. Deep three-pointer on the way. That's good.
Up the floor, Severson over to Bevins, all alone, steps up, shoots the three, and it's good.
Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant Good Friday evening, a little bit later than the opening scheduled tip time at 8:15, but that's what happens when you have the academic parade of champions and an overtime basketball game here inside the Bismarck Event Center. The previous game in the semifinal was a barn burner, 65-61 in overtime. Shiloh over the Beulah Miners, and Atticus Wilkinson had 21 points, and Joseph Wanzik with a double-double, 20 points and 11 rebounds. Shiloh makes the state tournament for the first time since 2019. That is the championship, falling a runner-up to the Thompson Tommies in 2019. They await the winner of this contest between the number 1 overall seed in the Central Cass Squirrels and the 5 seed of the Lacs-Burlington. Region 1 meets Region 6 here in this championship game. The Squirrels won 58-46 over Warwick. Cole Holzer with 16 points, 19 rebounds. Central Cass limited Warwick to just 3 points in the final 8 minutes, while they scored 20 in the fourth quarter. While for the Lacs-Burlington, a 55-48 grueling victory over the Thompson Tommies. Yale had 14 points, 11 rebounds, and Fisher with 13 points. I'm Chase Miller. He's Bryce Laxdell. Before we get to our coaches' comments with Matt Norman coming up here, and also our American Crystal Sugar starting lineups, what you look at, Bryce, in terms of a matchup here with a team clad in red and another team clad in red in the Lacs-Burlington and the Central Cass Squirrels before we get to the opening tip.
Yeah, somebody in red's going to win tonight. That's what I know for sure. But I look how Castleton's going to pressure and where they're going to pressure DeLax. We saw last night that DeLax has some great sets, and when they're comfortable and they're running those sets, they're so efficient that you have to find a way to disrupt that. So I look at Castleton, maybe run some zones and run some doubles to the corners, just a way to disrupt that fluid offense that DLB had last night.
And the one thing about DLB, they run set after set, and Bryce, it's not just 1 or 2 sets where sometimes you can scout and say, okay, if we force them to this area, we know we can probably minimize them a little bit, or if we do X, Y, they can do a lot of different sets at you. So from a coaching standpoint, less than 24 hours or 24 hours removed from a win, how much can you really prep for a team like the Lacs-Burlington?
Yeah, there's no way to prep all that. When we were down here before, I'd have each of my assistants scout 2 teams. So you'd have an idea of who you were going to face no matter what. You'd have at least a little scout on them. But there's no way you can scout all the sets that they run. You kind of know that if you can take the ball away from Yale, get in easy catches, that a lot of it runs through him, and a lot of times he's a decoy through the sets. He just scores through the offense naturally. And then Olsen gets a lot of catch and shoots off of those offense, so you can find a way to shut down those 2 guys. But a way to disrupt it early is very important.
The Lacs-Burlington Lakers and the Central Cass Squirrels. DLB head coached by Chris Brown. It's the first time since 2023 this year. It's the first time since 1998 that they've made it to state. But catch this stat. 1993, 1998, and this season, it's their 3rd consecutive year once they've been to state that they've been in the semifinals. So something a little bit unique to throw at you out there. Well, for the Central Cass Squirrels, this is a team that has won a championship in program history. The Lakers have not, but a Central Cass last state championship, 1968. So it's been a while for one of these teams, Bryce, to kind of knock on the door and make some more history, and that's what the cool thing about this time of the year. Shiloh, they've never won a state tournament. They're trying to close it up in their home city with the win. I know there's some fans out there that don't want to see that happen, but at the end of the day, Bryce, Central Cass, too, with a lot of history, got over their kryptonite in the Kindred Vikings a little bit. That's been the team to beat them once the Region 1 tournament. It kind of felt like the last 5-6 seasons. Now that they're here, and maybe a little bit of jitters last night against Warwick, but hey, composed when they needed to be in the fourth quarter, down 5 to close out the final 8 minutes.
Yeah, that fourth quarter, that defense is kind of the defense that we're used to seeing from watching Region 1 all year long. We we kind of know that that's the pressure that they thrive off of, turning that defense into offense right away. And I kind of expect the same tonight. The second night playing, you're kind of used to the gym. You got a lot of shots up. You're a little bit more comfortable. I kind of expect Caston to be comfortable all night long.
Earlier today in the consolation portion of the bracket, we had two really good contests. Powers Lake-Burke Central with a 64-62 win over Medina Pinger Buchanan. Tyson Inget with 34 points in the win for the Ranchers, while Joshua Moser scored a tournament high so far, 34 points on 13 of 15 shooting for the Thunder. Thompson upended Warwick 83-37. Overby with 32 points and 7 rebounds for the Tommies. Also, Carter Peterson had a double-double of 11 points and 10 boards as Thompson and Warwick played in a barn burner. Thompson, kind of like Central Cass, just closed them out in the fourth quarter. So the 7th place game tomorrow at 1 o'clock will feature Medina Pinger Buchanan and Warwick. The Consolation Championship at 2:45. We'll have that for you right here on yourliveevent.com. Will feature Powers Lake-Burke Central against the Thompson Tommies. The number 3 third place game, Beulah awaits the loser of this one. Well, Shiloh awaits the winner of this contest. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, we'll hear from Central Cass head coach. That is Matt Norman. Ahead of the opening tip and the starting lineups here, it's the Central Cass Squirrels and the Lacs-Burlington Lakers on yourliveevent.com.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Many factors impact your ability to increase profits on the farm. Make sure your planter is an asset and not a liability. Some limiting factors in making the perfect planter pass are row maintenance, meter calibration, and downforce management. It will not cost you anything to have the conversation about identifying those limiting factors. Call RDK Enterprises 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Take a good look at Hillsborough. You probably know that the people are friendly, and you know about the quality of healthcare available at Sanford Medical Center. Maybe you've been to the Hillsborough Sports Complex to cheer on the Burros. Look at the businesses on Hillsborough's Main Street. The Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation provides financial help to local child care providers, and they're interested in supporting local businesses. For more information, contact the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation at growhillsboroughnd.com.
Bank of North Dakota wants you to be confident when it's time to make student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident to calculate the maximum amount of student loan debt that is recommended based on your career choice. You can also learn how to apply for financial aid and get tips to cut education expenses. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident today.
As we continue on our pregame show here for the night session of the Bismarck Event Center between the Central Cass Squirrels and the Lacs-Burlington Lakers, joining us now from Central Cass head coach Matt Norman. And Matt, let's recap the Warwick game first before we talk about the Lakers. Anytime you can hold a team to 3 points in a quarter and you score 20, that's pretty impressive. And it came at the time that you really needed it, down by 5, Matt, going to that fourth quarter.
It did. It was a tough game, from the tip, and very, very proud of our kids and their resiliency, their ability to just take a step back, take a breath, and just rely on one another to get through that. But credit to Warwick, they did a really nice job. They made it really, really challenging for us, and we're proud of that win.
Cole Holzer, 16 points, 19 rebounds. After the game, we talked with Mason Bussey. Before we let Mason off the air, I said, Mason, here was your teammates' line. And when he heard 19 rebounds, his face just brightened up. When you can hear those stories about this team, someone else having a good game and everybody else is excited for it, what does that kind of say as a coach and for this year's team?
It just makes a guy proud. Their love for one another, their love for the game, and honestly, just excitement that they have around this tournament and the season that they've had. It just makes me happy. They're just great kids.
You You go up against the Lacs-Burlington, and we were talking with Bryce Laxell before the game, and he goes, this guy's going to run a lot of sets. And we saw a lot of sets yesterday against Thompson. We're going to see even more sets here coming up tonight. Good or bad when you get to this time when it's a tournament, Matt, when you have a quick turnaround against a team that has about 50,000 plays, it probably feels like from your point of view.
Yeah, it does feel that. We spent a lot of time going through film, sat down with the guys, showed them some sets that we really have to look out for, and the coaching staff did a really great job of making sure that we're as prepared as we can be. We just have to remember how we defend. If we can remember our principles, if we can rally to one another, then hopefully we can be in a good spot come the fourth quarter.
What's the matchup with Yale? What's the matchup with Olsen and their backcourt? Who are going to be some of the guys that you're kind of working on defensively first here going into this contest, Matt?
I think Yale and Olsen are obviously the focus. Now they've got a great crew of kids that work around them. But Yale and Cole Holzer will have some time together, kind of putting our length versus their length, and see how well we can defend that. And then we're going to have Sam Kobervig and Carter Verkota are going to do a lot on Olsen and see if we can maybe take him out of rhythm as well.
How much are the nerves in play here where you had the last game last night, you had the last game today? I know sometimes we hear people say, hey, let's get to the arena, let's get to the tip, but at the end of the day, Matt, is this one thing where you just, and I know you said it, enjoy the process, enjoy the experience as well you're here, so how much were you able to enjoy last night, quick turnaround, and get ready for a quality Laker team here this evening?
As much as possible. Anytime you're in the evening bracket, you're excited, but we had a lot of nerves going into last night's game, and so hopefully today we can maybe just take a step back and, like you said, enjoy that process.
Final thing for you before I let you go, I've asked this to you a couple of times here the last couple of weeks. What must Central Cass do well for a victory? Same thing. What must Central Cass do well here against the Lacs-Burlington in the semifinals?
We got to make sure that we defend, and we've got to create extra possessions for ourselves. So we can't let them run through their sets and their system without us trying to take away at least their primary option. So we got to make sure that we're creating extra possessions, extra looks at the rim for ourselves, and then we got to guard a little bit.
Matt, as always, thanks so much for your time and best of luck tonight here against Lacs-Burlington.
Thank you much.
Matt Norman, head coach of the Central Cass Squirrels, will continue on our pregame show after this.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator. At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
Chase Miller, Bryce Laxell with you here for the Class B semifinal between the Central Cass Squirrels and the Lakers of the Lacs-Burlington here on your live event from the Bismarck Event Center. We'll get to our American Crystal Sugar starting lineups here. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower owned. That's crystalsugar.com, crystalsugar.com. And a reminder that this broadcast of this tournament game has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. The Lacs-Burlington will be the visitors on the scoreboard with a mark of 20 wins and 6 losses on the season. Head coach by Christopher Brown. He goes by Christopher Short. 63 points per game, while defensively they give up 44. For the Central Cass Squirrels under the guidance of head coach Matt Norman, 24-0 on the season. 66 points per game that they average. Defensively, they give up 43. So this could be a high-scoring affair, or it could be a classic mutter with two teams who like to play defense really well. The Lacs-Burlington scouted Thompson awfully efficiently in the first half, and for Central Cass, we saw that defense that we come to know and love so much in the Red River Valley, particularly in that fourth quarter. For the Lacs-Burlington, they're going to go like this. Rylan Olson, the 6'3 senior guard, averaging 13 points and 3 rebounds per contest. Olson with 7 points and 7 rebounds in their win last night against the Thompson Tommies. Braylon Fisher, the 6'1 junior guard, 13 points, 9 rebounds, had a 3 as well for DLB. Paxton Yeastas, the 6' junior guard, 12 points and 3 rebounds against the Tommies. Carson Yale, the big man on the interior, the 6'9 senior forward, averaged, well, almost his average, 14 points and 11 rebounds yesterday. He averages 19 and 11. And Ty Hughes, the 6' junior forward, a Mr. Do Everything, 9 points and 6 rebounds for Coach Brown. Olson, Fisher, Yeastas, Yale, and Hughes. DLB, head coach by Chris Brown. For the Central Cass Squirrels, they'll go like this. Carter Verkota, the 6'1 junior guard, with 12 points and 4 rebounds per contest. Sam Convervig, the 6'2 senior guard, 12 points, 5 steals, and 4 rebounds yesterday for the senior. Mason Bussey, the 6' senior guard, had 10 points and 2 rebounds. Cole Holzer had himself an afternoon or evening yesterday. 16 points, 19 rebounds, and 5 assists for Holzer for the junior forward. And Eli Boer with 7 points and 3 rebounds in their win over Warwick. So Verkota, Convervig, Bussey, Holzer, and Boer, Central Cass under the guidance of Matt Norman. That is our American Crystal Sugar starting lineups. Live the sweet life with great careers. Go to crystalsugar.com. That again is crystalsugar.com. DLB out in their red uniforms as they were yesterday against Thompson, with the white numerals trimmed in the light blue. For the Central Cass Squirrels, out in their home white uniforms, with Central Cass out in front in red with the black numerals. Bryce, key to this one, we kind of mentioned it a little bit here, but what is one matchup or what is one thing that Central Cass must do well against DLB and vice versa?
How they're going to disrupt that, the guards running their sets and then denying Yale the catches, because he goes through, the offense goes through him in all those sets. You're going to see it right away. The first possession that DLB gets, they're going to run something, and you're going to see those matchups right away. So how they defend Olson and how they defend Yale is going to be critical to how if they're going to come out tonight on top.
The Central Cass Squirrels and the Lacs-Burlington Lakers to close out day number 2 of 3 here from the Bismarck Event Center. Make sure you patronize all of our sponsors for allowing us to be here. They've been great throughout the season. We still have this game and 2 more tomorrow to close out our North Dakota portion here on YourLiveEvent.com. And a reminder, the 8A championship in Minnesota got moved to tomorrow afternoon with some of the roads and the weather in the Red River Valley. That's going to be Fosston and Sacred Heart at 1 o'clock tomorrow in the Minnesota 8A Boys Basketball Championship. And look who it is at center court delivering the goods here, Bryce. You get to Bismarck and you get some of the dignitaries out on the front court.
Hey, he's a Northern Cass graduate, so, hey, we're nothing but the best up at NC.
Doug Burgum here, part of the crew to give out the game ball as they walk it to center court. 4 8-minute quarters with a 35-second shot clock. I like the nugget, the Northern Cass grad, to add on top of that, Bryce.
Yeah, rubbing in a little bit.
Just a smidgen. Central Cass to Lacs-Burlington here. We're ready to get things underway about 45 minutes after the approximated start time. But again, you get into this time, media timeouts, you get the overtime game, you honor the all-academic team on top of it. We are ready to get this thing underway. You have Holzer and Yale at 6'9", Holzer at 6'7", getting ready to be in the center circle on the emblem here inside the Bismarck Event Center, and the 2023 semifinals for game number 2 are underway. The Lakers will come out with the basketball here as they win the tip. Central Cass right off the top here, run a little zone defense. Ball will go on the interior to Yale. Gets the shot off over Holzer for 2.
Yeah, first look at that defense. They got an easy look down low. I'd Caston didn't really get a good job of getting set right away.
Mason Bussey goes left-hand side of Verkota here. Man pressure defense by the Lakers, and Verkota tries to finish over Yale, partially blocked. Tip goes to Bussey, leaves it to Holzer on the inside. Here comes a hand down in the interior with Fisher, and we'll get a jump ball, and the tie-up will favor Central Cass. The Squirrels with 31 seconds on the shot clock will retain possession here with Covervig to inbound it on the baseline. A lot of green inside the Bismarck Event Center, which makes sense. Happy St. Patrick's Day weekend to you and yours and St. Patty's Day. Ball goes to the baseline here, Covervig. Covervig at the ring, rises from the NBA range. Shot's going to be off the mark. Rebound, though, by Boer. Covervig gets a second crack at it, and he buries it. Boer with the assist and board, and Covervig from the left wing. Sam Covervig with his second three-pointer here of the tournament. Full court pressure defense. DLB able to break it, but then here's a pickpocket potential steal with Hughes, but he's on the floor, and he gets it to a teammate. Fisher on the left-hand side. Here comes a little trap action now to Olsen. Olsen.
A 1-2-2 look here from Castleton.
Olsen also a lefty, and that's interesting. A 1-2-2. Bryce will get to the reasoning for that here. Verkota plays the top of the key. Olsen right wing three, answers it in front of Bussey. The 1-2-2, have we seen that a lot from the Squirrels this season?
They did it against us. They want to trap the corners and the high post touches, and DLB's got a couple good rotations and some kicks, but I think the pressure is initially there.
Covervig left-hand side to Bussey. Bussey reverse it now to Holzer. Holzer at the right wing taking a couple hard dribbles, and there's a block shot at the rim with Fisher in transition. They want to run with Eastos. Eastos gets it up off the window, good for two. Paxton becomes a third different Laker in the scoring column. Holzer in transition, spins on Yale on the baseline, and Yale gets a block shot. Yale coming alive at 6'9" for the senior forward, and he's been disruptive so far, Bryce, particularly on the defensive side of the floor.
He's smooth. He can do it all. He doesn't get too wound up or too down on himself. He's just very smooth, collective. I like the way he plays.
Covervig top of the key here, takes a hard dribble, right wing free throw line extended to Verkota. Verkota thought about the dribble, pull back now to Sam. Covervig on the baseline here, able to spin at the high post. Nice little slip pass to Bussey. Bussey gives it to Boer, left pocket three on the way. The knuckler off the mark. Long rebound in the hands of Eastos. Eastos bounce pass in transition. Olsen for two. Rylan Olsen now with 5. DLB with their largest lead at 6. Holzer top of the key, right-hand side of Covervig. Covervig crossing over right to left, trying to get by his defender with Hughes. Leaves it now to Bussey. Bussey, tough-looking shot from 10 feet, unable to get it to go, and Yale gets the rebound. The Lacs-Burlington will handle the rock now with Eastos in the front court, and the transition game has been there for the Lakers so far on the offensive side of the floor.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a tribute to their defense. They've been forcing some tough shots, and that's led right into easy offense for them.
Yale top of the key, three-pointer going to be off the mark. Holzer gets the rebound, and now the board will come down to Mason Bussey. As Matt Norman calls out the offense here for the Central Cass Squirrels, as Bussey brings it in the front court on the far left side of the key. Bussey gives it to Holzer. Holzer right of the key, right-hand side now to Covervig. Covervig with the basketball. That's going to be an offensive foul here on Holzer, trying to get in front of Yale, and we'll have our first media timeout of the evening. Cole Holzer will pick up the foul, his first, team's first, with 4:37 in the first quarter. We got a Bank North timeout. We'll take it with them here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Eli Boer will pick up the foul here for the Central Cass Squirrels, his first, team's first. Bank North provides our timeouts as they offer the perfect sync for your busy life with their online banking and mobile app. You can take them wherever you want to go. Proud member FDIC and supporter of their communities. That is Bank North. Chase Miller, Bryce Laxo with you here courtside from the Bismarck Event Center. Bryce, the Lacs-Burlington, just like they did against Thompson, coming out and being really efficient here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, they're making the most of their touches, and they're going through their two main guys right away. If you're Caston, you kind of want to settle down here a little bit. sure they're going to run a nice set here out of that timeout and just get looks that you're comfortable with.
The Lacs-Burlington full court pressure defense. Here's the Lakers will handle it with Olsen. Olsen slated to inbound. Really given in the backcourt here as that'll be with Jake Schaefer, the 6'1 sophomore guard, averaging 7 points, 2 assists now into the game. There's a lazy pass by Olsen. Bachmeyer gets on the floor here and gets the steal with a little bit of the hockey assist, if you will, to Holzer. So both teams now making their first substitution of the game. Bachmeyer takes the ball screen here. Holzer looking for the pick and pop. Yale able to come out and guard him. Holzer taking a couple hard drives, rips through the double team, left-handed shot, unable to finish, and Olsen clears the miss.
That's a good look.
Eastos up the near sideline, right in front of the scorer's table, finds Yale. Yale gets it up and will have a traveling violation here on Carson. So turnover by the Lakers here as Bachmeyer looks over to head coach Matt Norman to get out the offensive set. And to your point, really good look there by a Central cast with Holzer, and they will live with those shots throughout the rest of this contest.
Yeah, post touch, and he turns to his strong shoulder. He'll knock that down more often than he doesn't.
Verkota left wing three-pointer off the mark. Rebound comes down to Fisher. Fisher in the front court now gets by Verkota, and he's wheeling his way to the top of the key to Yale. Reverse it right-hand side. Olsen now to the top as this one will go with Eastos. Olsen right wing back up top as this will go Fisher. Baseline, that'll be off the hands and a turnover, and you'll see Chris Brown just saying, hey, just swing the ball left to right. Don't need to fire that maybe so early in the shot clock.
Yeah, especially you want to get a couple skips and a couple rotations before you try to break down the defense too much.
Bachmeyer will bring this one in the going left to right across your screen with Covervig now at the right wing. Covervig crossing over, gets it to the baseline, reverse pivots here now to Holzer. Holzer right to the key. Three-pointer is going to be off the mark, and DLB doing a really good job since an opening possession. One and done on the defensive side of the window. Eastos bounce pass. This goes to Yale. Power dribble brings it down. Able and trying to and does finish over Holzer for two. Carson Yale with 4 points now here for the Lacs-Burlington. The Lakers, their largest lead of the contest at 8. Right-hand side is Covervig. Covervig right wing, he'll shoot the three on the way, and he tickles the twine. Sam Covervig with all 6 points here for Central Cass.
He always shows up when they need it the most. He's a big-time player.
This one in the backcourt. Squirrels back within 2 possessions. Yale with the basketball and fires a 90-mile-an-hour pass right in front of Eastos into the front row. And we'll have a media timeout on the floor as Boer and Bussey are slated to return here for Central Cass. Squirrels down by 5. It's the State Class B Boys Basketball Semifinals on YourLiveEvent.com.
Take a good look at Hillsboro. It's conveniently located between Fargo and Grand Forks. Hillsboro is a growing community with solid local schools with high graduation rates. There's an industrial park ready to host a new business. And there's Woodland Park with activities all year round. The Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation asks you to take a good look at Hillsboro when you're thinking about a place to put down roots and grow. For more information, contact the Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation at growhillsboroND.com.
It's the 2023 semifinals here on YourLiveEvent.com. For the Lacs-Burlington, they're trying to make it to the state championship game when they finished runners-up for DLB. That goes back to 1993 when it wasn't Hillsboro Central Valley, it was just Central Valley. And Central Valley defeated the Lakers 71-62. While for the Central Cass Squirrels, last time they made it to the state championship game, 1968. So someone will be doing something in a good capacity later tonight here. Bryce going up against a Shiloh team that has never won a state tournament tomorrow night in the title.
That's probably Jerry Pyle back then for Castleton. That's a long time ago.
I like the name drop right there with Mr. Pyle. Here goes Bachmeyer left-hand side. There's a foul. Fisher trying to jump the gap there to Bussey. He'll pick up the foul. His first, team's first here for the Lacs-Burlington. Substitution here is Ty Hughes will check into the contest. DLB, winners of 4 straight games, 6 out of 7. Their one loss was in the district championship, the District 12 title against Bishop Ryan. Squirrels have yet to lose this season at 24-0. Holzer, left-hand side to Boer. Boer takes a ball screen here by Owen Wiersma, inserted in the game. Back to Bachmeyer at the top of the key. Chase right to left on the cross to Bussey. Bussey takes a couple of dribbles, looks for the step through, can't get it. Now to Holzer. Holzer's in a spin. Double team comes. Nice little pass across the way. Somehow ends up in Bussey's hands off the right shoulder of Wiersma.
When they're getting makes here, that's allowed them to set up that defense, and that's where they can really disrupt DLB.
As Bussey gets 2 points here, full court pressure defense broke by the Lakers. Yale goes up and gets the and one. So Yale gets the and one. He's got 6, and a foul will come across on Holzer. So Holzer picks up the foul. That'll be his first personal foul. So again, Boer's got 1 and Holzer's got 1. Free throw opportunity with Yale is off the mark, and Holzer collects the miss. Well, full court pressure defense here to Lacs-Burlington, able to break it. We saw that with Warwick yesterday too a little bit throughout that contest, Bryce, in the quarterfinals as Kavervig is back into the game for the Squirrels. Holzer, three-pointer off the mark, rebound to Olsen.
Yeah, you get down to the state tournament, it's a lot of good teams, good passers, guys that have high basketball IQ. It's a little bit tougher to pressure them. I think their biggest problem or biggest reason for that pressure is just kind of disrupt their sets.
Olsen, left wing three-pointer, spot him up and shoot him up. Olsen, his second made 3. He's got 8 points here for the left wing, and the Lakers are doubling up the Squirrels. Bussey, 15-footer off the mark. No, Wiersma tries to get the offensive rebound. Then Bussey will pick up a foul. So Bussey will pick up his first, team's third, and you hope his left ankle's all right. All that might be is more of a twist than anything else, as he'll get subbed out for, and Central Cass will bring Bachmeyer, Verkota, and also on the floor for the first time will be Carter Maggio, the 6'4 junior.
Bussey's tough. I like the way he plays. He'll be back.
So right now, Central Cass, the old weather, the storm here in the first quarter. Well for Lacs-Burlington, trying to make a carbon copy situation of what they did against Thompson. They muddied the waters against the Tommies, got up by double digits at 15 at the half, and they would love to do that here to Central Cass.
Yep, and just play ahead, play it to lead the whole game. You kind of play comfortable.
Schaefer, right baseline 3, and he splashes one in. Jake Schaefer with the triple. That's the third 3 for DLB in the quarter. Right-hand side, Eli Boer, shot no, rebound by Bachmeyer. Chase with a step through, gives it now to Kavervig, top of the key, 3, and he rattles it in. Sam Kavervig with his third 3 of the quarter.
It's been Kavervig so far running the, kind of carrying Castleton on the offensive end.
DLB in the front court here. This will be with Schaefer, now to the top of the key to Eastos. About 5 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock here. It's DLB with Olsen. Olsen uses up that dribble, now to Eastos, back again here to Ryland. Olsen making his way hard, and that's going to be a block or a charge, and they're going to say it's a block on Kavervig. Double check here to see if that basket went through or not, and it did, so this should be an and one opportunity on the way. Kavervig, and that'll be the bucket. It should be good here, as they haven't made it on the scoreboard, and they will say it is an and one. Bang, bang play right there, Bryce, right at the rim.
You got downhill hard, and Kavervig was just a little bit late moving over, but it was close to a charge.
Team's fourth foul here for Central Cass. Free throw attempt is off the mark. Kavervig picks up his first, and Olsen can't convert the and one opportunity. Squirrels in the front court now with Bachmeyer. Bachmeyer top of the key, takes the ball screen, trying to spin on Hughes. Now with the step through, right-handed scoop shot, no. Rebound to Yale as this one goes to Hughes, and that'll end this first quarter of play. Lacs-Burlington leads the Central Cass Squirrels 21-11 after the opening 8 minutes here from the Bismarck Event Center on your live event.
Hi, I'm Jake Berkmeyer, and I'm inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join me August 3rd through the 12th in Glacier, Yellowstone, and the Grand Tetons National Parks. Enjoy the ultimate Northern Rockies touring experience with highlights such as the Lewis and Clark Trail, spectacular wildlife, and a covered wagon cookout. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information and to watch a travel show, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information.
At the Thompson Public School, their mission is to develop lifelong learners and responsible citizens. You can visit the website tps-k12.org for school announcements and calendars, lunch menus, weather announcements, athletic schedules, and information on the construction project and new addition at the Thompson Public School. Follow them on social media and find Tommy Pride with student updates and events with the Thompson Public Schools. Stay in touch with your children's education or find out why the Thompson Public Schools is right for you. tps-k12.org.
Hey fans, reminder, the 10 best days of summer are still to come at the Red River Valley Fair, July 7th through the 16th. Grandstand entertainment includes Dan and Shay, Shinedown, Jelly Roll, Leonard Skinner, and Flow Rider. You can get your tickets at the door or save some money like Bryce likes to do, and myself, by going online to RedRiverValleyFair.com. That's RedRiverValleyFair.com. He's Bryce Laxdal. I'm Chase Miller. Opening 8 minutes. Bryce, put your analyst hat on. What have you seen on the court?
Well, DLB is getting their main two guys going right away. Castleton just hasn't really looked comfortable. Coppervig's done a great job of just doing enough to keep them in it. And we'll see. They're looking like they're going man hard right here, right out of the first possession of defense. We'll see if that disrupts DLB a little bit.
Central Cass with 14 fouls, DLB with 1. Neither team has taken a timeout so far here in the first half. Yale with the basketball. Squirrels now going to a man pressure defense. There's the change, and there's the steal for Verkota. Carter Verkota going downhill to the paint, off the window, got to go for 2. Well, there's your points off turnovers. There's a little wrinkle here to starting with the zone. DLB, Schaefer will bring this one across the timeline here. Verkota really trying to put some pressure on Eustas right now. We'll see if he can come up with another steal. Eustas between the rings, gives it to Yale. Here comes a double team ball, gets skipped to Eustas. They switch it with Boer. To the top is Olsen. Olsen at the right key, looks for a little rocker move. Now back up top to Schaefer. Shot clock to single digits. This one here to the top of the key, hanging. Olsen, block shot on the way by Holzer. Verkota.
Great defensive possession by Castleton.
Bussey partially deflected on the pass, goes to Verkota here, skips it to the top to Holzer. Holzer spinning his way, hanging, shot off the mark, but there's a foul. And so far, Bryce, it seemed like Central Cass a lot more active here in the man than what we saw on the zone.
Yeah, they did a really good job of just pressuring Eustas off top, and when you can disrupt the pass, you know, a lot of times it's going the 1-4 set. It's going to the high post. If you can deny that high post, they did a good job there. Then they went to double Eustas or Yale on the sketch, and by the time it got back to Olsen where he wanted to catch and shoot that 3, it was just all out of sync.
Holzer misses the free throw now, 4 of 6 in this tournament from the charity stripe. That foul was on Fisher, his second, the team's second. Free throw opportunity number 2 upcoming for Holzer is up and good. So Holzer goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line, his first bucket of the night after he had 16 points yesterday in their win over the Warriors. Squirrels down by 10 to start the quarter, cut that now to 7. They come up with a half-court trap. Eustas gives it to Yale. That's always a good outlet when you got a 6'9" guy on the floor.
Yeah, he can throw it over a lot of people.
Yale, three-pointer going to be long, but Boer just going to come down with it, and this will be out of play. But it did not draw iron, so the shot clock will remain at 19 seconds. Yeah, Yale, as much as, he's got size, but he's a really good passer too, Bryce.
Yeah, he's got great court vision, just great basketball IQ.
As Yale looking to inbound it, right-hand side, this will go to Eustas at the right wing. Dribble handoff now to Schaefer. Back to the top to Fisher. Brylan Fisher with the basketball, right wing. Shot clock to single digits now to Olsen, who shoots it from Mandan off the mark. No rebound, and this one will be a foul here on Central Cass. So Fisher climbed the ladder. They're going to call the foul here on Holzer. And Cole will pick up his second. Team's 5th, and we'll have a substitution as Owen Wiersma will check into the contest.
See what kind of defense they stay in here, because if they stay man, there's going to be a big-time advantage in the paint.
DLB will give it to Olsen, right pocket 3, off the mark, no rebound. Yale tries to come down with it, unable to do so as Verkota gets it, and now it's a 5-on-4 for the Squirrels if they want to run. Kovervik, Boer, right baseline 3 on the way, off the mark, no rebound. Bussey, put back left baseline, got it to go. 5-0 run to start, and there's the and one, and Bussey has a chance for a 3-point opportunity as Fisher's going to pick up the foul. 4 points here, and that's a large foul on Fisher. He already had 2, now with 3, so for Coach Brown, he has to go to the bench.
Yep. And we'll see if Castleton can make this free throw and get up and pressure a little bit more.
Bussey converts now with 5, and it's a nice looking run here for the Squirrels. A 6-0 run to start here this second quarter. Schaefer. Here goes Eustas working with it in the front court. Paxton, top of the key. They'll stand that man pressure defense. Wiersma trying to get in front of Yale as much as he possibly can. There's the handoff to Olsen on the baseline. Shot up off the mark. No, ball out of play, and it will go to the Central Cass Squirrels. I know Coach Brown's going to maybe want to foul on Wiersma or possibly even on the shot, but Wiersma kind of like, well, what do you think? A football player getting down low, Bryce kind of using his body a little bit.
It looked like a good no call to me. It was just physical. Both guys were aggressive going at the hoop. I kind of like the no call.
Vercoda, top of the key, a bucket here for Central Cass to get back within one possession. Here goes Bussey to Boer. Boer to the top, back to the left-hand side. Vercoda. Vercoda looking to get to the left short corner. Nice step through off the window. No offensive rebound. Got his man up in the air and finishes for 2. Vercoda with 4 points in this
timeout, Tippers.
Central Cass Squirrels on an 8-0 run. And the Squirrel faithful on their feet across the way inside the Bismarck Event Center. Timeout on the floor brought to you in part by our friends at Bank North. We'll break it with them here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
As we come back here, Chase Miller, Bryce Laxdal. Bryce, what have you liked from Central Cass here in this second quarter, particularly defensively switching to that man-to-man pressure defense?
Yeah, they're just doing a way better job of disrupting the flow that DLB was in early. A lot of times, you know, if you start in the zone like they did, sometimes you're just not as aggressive. I don't know why. It's just kind of the mentality of you coming out zone where you do want to be more aggressive, getting traps. But as soon as they switch back to that man, they're just disrupting the flow that DLB has all over the place offensively, and they're getting good stops, and they're turning that immediately into offense.
5:19 left to play before we get to the half. A reminder on our halftime show, we'll recap what happened earlier today here inside the Bismarck Event Center and preview what's to come tomorrow to close out the winter sports season. And yes, it still feels like winter outside across the state of North Dakota. Particularly the road travel map about 3 hours ago looked a lot of red across the state.
Wasn't pretty.
No, it was not at all. Paxton Eastos here almost lost it. It's still loose in the backcourt. The Lakers got to get it over before a 10 count, and they do. Eastos here at the top of the key. Guarded by Vercoda. High bounce pass. Hughes looking back door on the 1-4 set out of play, and it will go to the Central Cass Squirrels. And you hit the nail on the head yesterday. That 1-4 set, DLB going to look for that quick little backdoor action.
Yeah, they're trying to take advantage of Castle to being super aggressive up top and hit with the back door and kind of relieve some of that pressure.
Covervig left of the key with the basketball. Hesitation, dribble, drives, leaves it, baseline, Bussey, 13-footer, splashes it in. Mason Bussey with the 2 points. He's got 7, and don't look now, we're tied at 21.
That's his spot. He's a mid-range monster.
The Lacs-Burlington here will handle the basketball right-hand side for the Lakers, as this will be Schaefer back to Eastos. DLB looking for their first point of the quarter. Yale will handle it, guarded by Wiersma. Handoff Eastos off the window, got it to go, and it's going to be an offensive charge. Picking up the charge is Mason Bussey, as he got right in front, and Eastos went up, and Bussey absorbed the contact there, Bryce.
Yeah, a good take.
So Eastos will pick up the foul, his first and the team's fourth, and Central Cass try to take the lead here with a field goal. Vercoda, top of the key between the rings, probing, looking for a teammate, relieving pressure is Covervig now at the top of the key. Covervig looking for the dribble, pull back to Vercoda. Vercoda at the right wing to the free throw line here inside the paint. Looks for a teammate, finds Boer on this weaving action out of Covervig. Sam rips it through right to left, spot up, shoot deep, 2! Tickles the twine. Covervig in double digits with 11. Covervig has been in rhythm here tonight. 23-21 Squirrels with the advantage with 3:30 left here in this first half of play. Winner plays Shiloh tomorrow night at 8 o'clock in the title. And Vercoda gets that little poke check here into the bench as Bachmeyer will come into the contest. So DLB slated to inbound the basketball here with Schaefer right in front of the Central Cass bench. Bryce and myself can almost touch the back of Schaefer here, Bryce. We're so close.
Great seats. A little change from the Bickley.
As this will be a foul here on Bachmeyer. Yeah, the Blickery, you feel like you're in the World Trade Centers a little bit way up there for so high for how far you are.
It's high.
Bachmeyer will pick up the first, his 6. From here on out, it will be the bonus moving forward for Lacs-Burlington as DLB slated to inbound the basketball. This one will get into the front court here, almost an over and back with Schaefer. Now to Yale, guarded by Kovervik. Yale pops it past Olsen, deep 3 right wing, off the back of the rim, no good, and over the backboard. And we saw Central Cass do this in the fourth quarter yesterday, Bryce, and it feels awfully similar to what they did to Warwick.
When they turn it up and they play defense like this, that's what makes them so great.
Bachmeyer will bring this one in the front court as they leave it now to Owen Wiersma. Wiersma here, dribble handoff as that'll go to Kovervik. Kovervik with the basketball. Sam takes a couple of dribbles, rises left elbow, got it to go. Sam Kovervik is in rhythm right now. He's got 13. And Kovervik gets the steal, leads him up the floor to Bachmeyer. Bachmeyer right-handed layup for 2 points in transition for Central Cass. The Squirrels right now in this quarter, a 16-0 quarter so far for Central Cass.
Craziest thing about it is they've done this with Holzer on the bench.
And we'll have a foul here with Kovervik. Sam is going to pick up his 2nd, so we have Holzer with 2, Kovervik with 2, and that'll be the team 7th. Then we'll have a media timeout on the floor. 2:40, 2:38 left to play in the first half. The Squirrels are coming alive in the second quarter on YourLiveEvent.com.
Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region with the Coaches Show every Wednesday night on YourLiveEvent.com.
Goes deep down the middle, has a man, Soka Porter. Soka Porter to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and taken down there.
We'll dive into the latest stories from North Dakota and Minnesota.
And there's the block by Reese.
That's the Coaches Show with me, Joe Lancello, on YourLiveEvent.com every Wednesday night starting at 7.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
2:38 left in the first half here. Media timeout on the floor, brought to you in part by our friends at Bank North. The foul on Kovervik, his 2nd, team 7. So it will be a 1-and-1 situation. Holzer returns here for Central Cass, while Eastas goes to the free throw line to shoot the front end of a 1-and-1. Paxton 4 is 6 from the free throw line here in this tournament. Free throw opportunity is up and good. Paxton will get a 2nd chance here at the stripe. First point of the quarter here for DLB.
They needed a couple minutes here. They can go on a little run.
Paxton makes the 2nd now with 4. And with Kovervik out, Bachmeyer will handle the point with Verkota at the right wing. Carter between the circles here to the top, now to Bussey. Bussey rips it through to Holzer. Holzer back into the game with those 2 fouls to Wiersma. Wiersma, left-hand side for Verkota, NBA range 3. Off the back of the rim, long rebound. Holzer chases it down right in front of the scores table. Is almost taken out media row as Paxton Eastas. Right-hand side for Verkota. Verkota looks for the slip to Wiersma. Nice bounce pass to Holzer, and he rips it through. No, Verkota tries to get it. Holzer, Yale are battling for it, and Yale with the leak out, but Bachmeyer gets the steal. Bachmeyer with the basketball inside the paint, and that's going to be an offensive charge. Taking the charge was Eastas. Chase will pick up his 2nd, and that'll be the team's 8th. That's a tough one for Central Cass, but the right call there, Bryce, in transition.
Yeah, they kind of, you need to do some jump stops when you're going in the lane because you know that there's guys trying to slide over and take those charges.
Man pressure defense here for Central Cass as the Lakers will bring this one to the front court with Olsen. Olsen between the circles as this will go to Eastas. Eastas, little handoff to Ty Hughes, who got Holzer up in the air, and that's going to be 3 on Cole.
he's got a no time situation where you're at in the game and just stay down and kind of give up that play and move on to the next one. Let it go.
Ty Hughes will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 and 4 to Lacs-Burlington right now. They will go to the stripe. Ty Hughes 1 of 2 from the free throw line here in this tournament to shoot the pair. Free throw opportunity is up and it's good. Substitution as Bussey will check into the game here for Holzer. Free throw attempt number 2 upcoming for Ty. Ty did a really good job too, Bryce. Kind of had Holzer beat and then said, okay, yeah, you're taller than me, so let's see if you'll kind of bite for the pump fake he did, and he gets rewarded with free throws.
Yeah, and he goes and finishes on the other side, uses the net and the rim as kind of that blocker. That was a great move.
2 for 2 from the free throw line here for Hughes as the Lakers are back now within 1 possession. Top of the key as this one works itself out. The Lakers now in a little 4-0 run. Verkota probing, crossing over right to left as this one will go to Eli Boer. Boer at the left of the wing will handle the basketball here as it gets skipped now to Bachmeyer. Chase gives a high post touch to Wiersma. Owen reverse pivots. Shot clock to single digits. Boer right wing with 4, with 3. Bachmeyer rips it through, takes a hard dribble, hanging, shooting, got the shot off, no. Rebound underneath, and it's going to be Central Cass basketball. Good job by Wiersma and Bussey collecting that one, and it just grazed the rim to get the reset on the shot clock.
It did hit the rim.
For Coach Brown and the Laker fans, I know they probably don't want to say that it did. Boer, well, that one got kicked, otherwise Boer would have had an easy layup. So Olsen kicks that basketball, and that'll make it a fresh 35 again for Central Cass. Squirrels trying to get open. This one gets deflected right in the hands of Bachmeyer, who lost it on his way up, and it will be Central Cass basketball. Coach Brown is saying, can't one of these go our way with the deflection?
A lot of possessions, a lot of extra chances. You just think that percentage-wise, you think they're going to get a score here.
Reed Floggen, Logan Finkston, and Kevin Sundry are a 3-man officiating crew, and Logan having a conversation with Brown, and all a good conversation that is. Left-hand side goes Bussey to the baseline, Verkota. Verkota goes left short corner, tiptoes the baseline here, gets the shot off, but Yale with the rejection. Now it's going to be in the backcourt here with Eastos. Eastos with the basketball right-hand side for Central Cass. Gets the ball right back from Olsen. Top of the key, 3, no. Rebound, Yale, put back, he gets fouled and count it.
That was a man rebound right there. He went way up above everybody else, and he saw him bring his defense down here, get the stop and the block, hustle down, get an offensive rebound, and a big-time putback.
Carter Verkota will pick up the foul, his first, team's 10th, as Coverbeck comes back on the floor. And to your point, Bryce, if he can jump like that, I don't know if there's too many people in this tournament that could stop that kind of action.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's very many people in the state that can stop something like that. That was a big-time rebound.
And Coach Matt Norman wants to use it or lose it. Timeout here in the first half. We're tied at 27 apiece. This timeout brought to you in part by Bank North, as Carson Yale will go to the free throw line after the timeout to try to convert from the charity stripe with 8 points. Rylan Olsen with 10 to lead the floor for Lacs-Burlington, and that was the first made field goal for DLB in the quarter, Bryce. They were held scoreless for about 5.5 minutes, just free throws, and that was off a second chance opportunity.
Yeah, and they find a way to go on a little bit of run here at the end of the half. They're going to feel pretty good about themselves. Just kind of weather that run that Castleton went on. And, they went on a big run last night. You say, hey, we took their run. Let's answer back, and let's go back into the second half, kind of regroup and adjust and see what happens there.
A 16-0 run by Central Cass, a 6-0 run by Lacs-Burlington. Basketball is a game of runs, and we're seeing it right now here inside the Bismarck Event Center. It's about a half-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock here, as Yale goes to the free throw line and tries to give DLB the lead back here for the Lakers. Free throw attempt is up, and it's good. For the first time since the 5:19 mark, Lacs-Burlington has the advantage now on our scoreboard. Within in the front court will be Bussey. And Central Cass essentially can hold again for that final shot of the half if they really want. It looks like the Netherlands, by the way, in the DLB student section with all the orange that you have behind the rim.
They're out squirrel hunting.
Bussey, there's the foul here with Schaefer. He'll pick up his first, team's 5th, and not a bad foul there, Bryce.
You got a couple to give. If you want to give, you just want to make sure you don't have anybody in foul trouble out there getting fouls that could hurt you later in the game. But yeah, they could do another one too if they want to.
We'll see if the Lakers do that. Bussey, left-hand side, Verkota Verkota with 5, with 4. Verkota's got to go with 3, takes a ball screen, got Yale up in the air, shot is up, and that's going to be off the iron, and that's how we'll end our first half of play. The Lacs-Burlington with 7 points in the quarter, a Central Cass with 16. It's a 1-point contest here as we go to the half. It's the Lakers up by 1 on the Squirrels on YourLiveEvent.com.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Many factors impact your ability to increase profits on the farm. Make sure your planter is an asset and not a liability. Some limiting factors in making the perfect planter pass are row maintenance, meter calibration, and downforce management. It will not cost you anything to have the conversation about identifying those limiting factors. Call RDK Enterprises 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Take a good look at Hillsborough. You probably know that the people are friendly, and you know about the quality of healthcare available at Sanford Medical Center. Maybe you've been to the Hillsborough Sports Complex to cheer on the Burros. Look at the businesses on Hillsborough's Main Street. The Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation provides financial help to local child care providers, and they're interested in supporting local businesses. For more information, contact the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation at growhillsborough.nd.com.
Bank of North Dakota wants you to be confident when it's time to make student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident to calculate the maximum amount of student loan debt that is recommended based on your career choice. You can also learn how to apply for financial aid and get tips to cut education expenses. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident today.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
As we come back here, we take a look at the half. They are going to honor some prior teams here during our halftime show with some of the remembrance of some of the teams, and particularly the Fort Yates Warriors are going to get honored here in a moment. Chase Miller and Bryce Laxdell with you here as we take a look at the first half numbers. Central Cass shooting 11 of 32 from the floor, 3 of 12 from beyond the arc, and 2 of 3 from the free throw line. While the Lacs-Burlington, the Lakers are 10 of 18 from the floor, 3 of 9 from the three-point line, and 5 of 7 from the stripe. Currently, the Squirrels out rebounding DLB 16 to 14. 3 assists for Central Cass with 2 turnovers. The Lakers with 6 assists with 9 turnovers. Individual numbers, 13 points for Sam Covervig on 5 of 6 shooting from the floor. He's got 3 made threes, 7 for Mason Bussey from there, 4 for Carter Verkota. Bachmeyer with 2, and Cole Holzer limited to 1 point, 0 of 6 shooting from the floor, has 3 fouls as well. That's a big one right there for Central Cass. For the Lacs-Burlington, 10 by Rylan Olson, all in the first quarter of play with 2 rebounds. Yale, Carson with 9 points, 5 boards. You have 4 points for Paxton Nistas, 3 on the way for Schaefer, and 2 points for Ty Hughes. And you take a look at the first half numbers, Bryce, does anything in particularly really stand out at you?
Yeah, for me, it's Holzer 0 for 6, only 1 point, 3 rebounds. I think Castleton has to get him going. We saw it throughout the region tournament. We saw it last night, how important he is to this team, and when they can facilitate the offense through him and run sets through him, get him touches. He's a great passer. He can finish around the hoop. I don't know if he's gone up against somebody with the ability that Yale has, but I think they need to still go to him and get him some touches.
And that's going to be the one kicker here is what can they find a way to do a little bit more moving forward, but also you have to battle that foul situation. So if you're Matt Norman, do you start Holzer in the third quarter with those 3 fouls, Bryce?
I would. I'm kind of under the understanding you're here. You got guys that are smart, have high basketball IQs. You kind of tell them, hey, if it's between you and giving up one layup, you give up a layup so you can stay in the game. And by this time of the year, if you guys have the ability to, from watching them all year, if they're smart enough to be able to play with the foul situation. If he thinks that he could, pick up a cheap one, maybe he sits him for a little bit. But I think we'll see him out there, and I think you got to go to him and get him involved into this game.
They're honoring on the floor right now the 1998 Class B Boys Basketball State Champs. That is the Standing Rock Warriors here, as they are getting honored for their championship. Standing Rock entered state with a 23-3 record. They met the Lisbon Broncos in the quarterfinals, and the Warriors ended up winning by 9. And then they would defeat Leeds in the title game. So the Standing Rock Warriors would finish 26-3 in that contest. And then going back even 50 years, they're going to get honored a little bit more, as well as the Fort Yates Warriors back in 1973. So pretty cool here for this to come through and get honored on this particular game. A lot of family members are in attendance and getting their opportunity. We saw the Hillsboro Burrows get honored a little bit earlier, but Bryce, due to Mother Nature, just the cheerleaders were able to make it, not the players, because they had 8 people en route and finally said, we just can't make it to Bismarck. So thanks Mother Nature for this one, but Standing Rock with a really nice contingent here on the main court floor.
Yeah, you love to see a turnout like this and the ability to get these teams back together and talk about, the special thing that you did 25 years ago. This is probably one of the first times they've all been back together since that night, so this is really fun to see.
At the half again, 28-27 to Lacs-Burlington over the Central Cass Squirrels. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, we'll recap what happened earlier today and get you set for contest tomorrow. That's all still to come. It's the State B semifinals on yourliveevent.com.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator. At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
As we take a look at games happening earlier today on the consolation portion of the bracket, Powers Lake Burke Central defeated Medina Pingree Buchanan 64-62. The Ranchers were led by Mr. Basketball finalist Tyson Inget with 30 points and 7 rebounds. We will find out tomorrow evening who Miss Basketball will be in the state. While for Medina Pingree Buchanan, Moser had 34 points on 13 of 15 shooting from the floor. That's efficient numbers any way you slice it and dice it. Thompson able to upend Warwick by a final of 83-67 over B with 32 points and 7 rebounds for the Tommies, while Carter Peterson had 11 points and 10 rebounds as well for Thompson. Earlier in the semifinal, Shiloh over Beulah 65-61 in overtime. Atticus Wilkinson 21 points, and then Joseph Wanzik 20 points and 11 rebounds in the win for Shiloh. Shiloh finished runner-up in 2019 to Thompson. So Shiloh awaits the winner of this contest tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, it'll be a third-place game with Beulah against the loser of this contest. The fifth-place game we'll have here on YourLiveEvent.com with the Thompson Tommies and Powers Lakeburg Central. And the seventh-place game will feature Medina Pinger Buchanan against the Warwick Warriors. That'll be at 1 o'clock. Bryce, when you take a look at matchups for tomorrow, Thompson and the Ranchers, two teams who don't get to see a lot of each other. Region 2, Region 8, Medina Pinger Buchanan, Warwick. That just smells like a running gun to a team that doesn't want a running gun, so to speak, different styles. Beulah, I'm really curious for Coach Brandt. It doesn't matter who you are in that situation. You lose a heartbreaker, you tie it at the buzzer to go to overtime. Everything is on your side. You nipped and clawed all the way back to come back in that contest. Going to be curious to see how the Miners can bounce back against a quality opponent. Then Shiloh, maybe the team of destiny, so to speak, a little bit in terms of that high-low game, the way they came out and really hit Powers Lakeburg Central in the mouth and then held on to the win in overtime and trying to get their first state championship in program history.
Shiloh's going to be a tough matchup for either of these two teams with just the inside-out game that they have and how they really go at you inside, and they establish that and they go to it all game long. It's fun to see that. You don't see that inside game as much anymore, and they have two guys down there that love to bang, and then they got some guards that can shoot it from the outside just good enough that you have to honor them. So I think Shiloh will be a tough matchup for anybody. But yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a fun day, and I'm excited for the second half. I think it'll be, a fun half of basketball. But Shiloh's looking very good right now.
Shiloh, the number 2 overall seed. Central Cass was the 1 overall seed coming into this tournament, and Lacs-Burlington was the 5. We talked about Central Cass. Let's talk a little bit about Lacs-Burlington here, Bryce. The first quarter of play, again, outscoring Central Cass 21-11. Then in the second quarter, it was the Squirrels outscoring them 16-7. From a Coach Brown point of view, how much really needs to change here going into the second half?
You have to handle that pressure a little bit better. Castleton forced DLB into 9 first half turnovers there, so you got to do a little bit better job of handling that pressure. The biggest thing when you get a catch against that pressure, you got to either attack or you got to skip it. You can't hold it up and reset that D once you get it out of that first trap. So I think you're pretty happy if you're Coach Brown. You kind of weathered that big run through that quarter. You didn't score for a long time, and you're still going to the halftime with a 1-point lead. So I think you just got to do a better job of being cool, calm, and collective when those traps come.
And if Yale plays any way, the way he can jump inside, especially with Holzer with those 3 fouls, that's going to be a very interesting dynamic. Does Matt Norman, go to a zone? Does he stay man pressure defense? Man worked a lot better in the second quarter. What's kind of the yin and yang, so to speak, to get it into the fourth and not try to pick up any more fouls on guys, which right now he's got Bachmeyer with 2, Combervig with 2, and Holzer with 3 on the opposite side for DLB. They have 3 with Braylon Fisher right now, so they're in a better situation, Bryce, at least when it comes to a foul spot.
Yeah, the foul situation definitely could get tricky here for Castleton, and that's just kind of a product when you want to play that run and jump. Sometimes you get a little bit too handsy, and they've been calling that a little bit. You can get guys in foul trouble, but I think they'll kind of tighten the whistle up a little bit in the second half. Usually as the game goes on, it gets a little bit more physical. There's not as many foul calls in the second half. But yeah, I think that Castleton needs to find a way to get Holzer going, get him in the game, get some easy looks, and Vercoda a little bit too. But right now it's been Coppervig keeping him in the game, and Bussey's had a couple nice shots, and they're doing enough to hang around, and that's what the number 1 team in the state. That's why they're the number 1 team in the state. They can figure out a way to get it done. No matter the odds that are stacked against them.
And Central Cass, 3 players on the All-Region 1 team here with Coppervig, Holzer, and Vercoda. Lacs-Burlington, they got 2 on the All-Region 6 team with Ryland Olson, Carson Yale. So if you want to say, well, do both teams have stars? The answer is yes. And I think the other thing here, Bryce, it might be a little bit of the bench play here when you take a look at Lacs-Burlington, just 3 points off the bench. That triple by Schaefer on the right baseline. While on the opposite side for Central Cass, Bachmeyer with 2, and that's the only bench points here for head coach Matt Norman. And that could potentially be a difference maker, even though DLB really doesn't go to their bench quite too often compared to maybe a Central Cass team.
Yeah, Central Cass, that's one of the best things that they have going for them is their depth and their ability to get, Bachmeyer and those other guys off the bench. Wiersma, when he comes in, that they have guys that can score. So I think that, maybe that if they do get into foul trouble, that's something they can lean on is getting those guys. And when Holzer was out on the bench, that's when they went on their run. That's just the ability to adapt.
That, again, is our halftime show. Lacs-Burlington leads it by 1. We'll take a break, come back. Second half action is next from the Bismarck Event Center. It's the State B Semifinals on yourliveevent.com.
Take a good look at Hillsboro. It's conveniently located between Fargo and Grand Forks. Hillsboro is a growing community with solid local schools with high graduation rates. There's an industrial park ready to host a new business. And there's Woodland Park with activities all year round. The Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation asks you to take a good look at Hillsboro when you're thinking about a place to put down roots and grow. For more information, contact the Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation at growhillsboroND.com.
Hi, I'm Jake Berkmeyer, and I'm inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join me August 3rd through the 12th in Glacier, Yellowstone, and the Grand Tetons National Parks. Enjoy the ultimate Northern Rockies touring experience with highlights such as the Lewis and Clark Trail, spectacular wildlife, and a covered wagon cookout. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information and to watch a travel show, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information.
At the Thompson Public School, their mission is to develop lifelong learners and responsible citizens. You can visit the website tps-k12.org for school announcements and calendars, lunch menus, weather announcements, athletic schedules, and information on the construction project and new addition at the Thompson Public School. Follow them on social media and find Tommy Pride with student updates and events with the Thompson Public Schools. Stay in touch with your children's education or find out why the Thompson Public Schools is right for you. tps-k12.org.
As we get ready for second half action, Central Cass led by the 13 of Sam Kovarovic so far with a game high to Lacs-Burlington led by Rylan Olson with 10 points. It's a 1-point margin between DLB and Central Cass here on yourliveevent.com. We'll follow the Squirrels win or lose. If they win, they got Shiloh in the title tomorrow night. If they lose, they got Beulah for third. We'll also have Thompson going up against the Ranchers of Powers Lake, Burke Central, and then we'll put a bow on what the B has been known for so many generations now in the state as we go back to three-class system coming up here in the winter of 2023-2024. So to start the second half, Holzer is on the floor. That was one thing we were wondering about. Also, Fisher for DLB is on the floor wearing number 3 with those 3 personal fouls. Mason Bussey working with it right to left to start the second half with Central Cass as they give it now to Kovarovic at the top. Kovarovic ankle cross left to right, leaves it baseline. Holzer right pocket 3, swishes it in. Holzer with the triple, and Central Cass leads it by 2. That's a good start from a Central Cass point of view.
Yeah, that's exactly what they wanted to do.
And Holzer might have got a little inadvertently poked. Yale with the passes. This will go to Hoos, and we'll have a foul here on the floor. See if this is on Eli Boer as the foul will come across, and it is. Eli will pick up his second and the team's first. As DLB will inbound the rock as they give it up to Olson, guarded by Kovarovic here. This one gets partially deflected, and nice job by Boer to save it to Verkota. Verkota in transition now for Central Cass, going right to left, leaves it to Boer here at the top. Boer, top of the key, 3 on the way. Off the left iron, no ball, gets pinballed around, and it's going to be won by DLB. Eastos in the front court here, hesitation dribble to Yale, and then there's a traveling violation. Central Cass did really well to get back in transition there and kind of made a little bit of a barricade for Lacs-Burlington in the paint.
Their defense right now looks like how it did the second quarter. They've come out with a lot of energy right away the first couple possessions. See how DLB can get into a set and get some easy looks.
Verkota left-hand side to Mason Bussey. Bussey left wing three-pointer on the way. That one's good. Mason Bussey with his, check that, Eli Boer with his first three-pointer here of the evening. Boer with the shot there, 33-28 here for Central Cass with 6:42 left to play in the third. Good-looking shot by Eli Boer. Other side of the way, they're able to answer right away with a Yale triple from the left baseline. Yale with 12 points now in the contest. Verkota bumping his way to the left pocket. Heat check on the way for Eli. Shots will be off the mark, no rebound here to Carson Yale. Outlet passes a 3-on-2 for DLB as they go left-hand side to Fisher. Fisher, this one gets batted away, and Eli gets the steal. Kovarovic zooms it up the floor to Holzer. Left-handed layup for 2. Holzer with 6, and now all of a sudden we see the offense is starting to come a little bit to life. This kind of a little reminiscent of the Warwick game last night for Central Cass.
Both teams are doing a little bit of good job of turning some defense into easy offense.
Lacs-Burlington will handle it here. Yeastas bounce pass. This goes to Yale at the left elbow. Top of the key as reverse it right-hand side to Paxton. Yeastas coming up. This will be a top of the key 3 for Olsen. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Olsen with his 3rd triple of the evening.
Good set there. Olsen set that flex cross screen for Yale, and then came off the double off of that to the top of the key.
Holzer trying to get the answer 3, and he does right over Yale from the right-hand side. Holzer with 8 points quickly here in the quarter.
Yeah, that's exactly what Castle needed to do, is get him going.
9 in the game here for Holzer. Full court pressure defense continues. Left-hand side Fisher, left baseline 3-pointer. That's good. Braylon Fisher with the triple, his 2nd 3-pointer of the tournament.
Back and forth we go.
Lakers down by 1. Boer skips it. Holzer, right-hand side, looking to spin. Nice shovel pass across the way, but off the hands of Mason Bussey. And we have a timeout on the floor. Offense has come to life here. It's 28-27 going to the half. The Squirrels lead it by 1 here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends, and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Time on the floor, brought to you in part by Bank North, as they offer the perfect sync for your busy life. It's values-based banking with ever out, slowing down everything from your banking requests to your mobile accounts and more. Member FDIC and proud supporter of their communities. That is Bank North. So Cole Holzer comes out of the game here. Bryce just looks like he's got a little cut on the front hand side of his face.
Yeah, I think he took an inadvertent kind of shoulder on one of the transitions when they were trying to put a little pressure defense on. I think he'll be back. He looks fine.
4:53, and Holzer just going to get a little bit. Looks to be already as he comes out on the floor here, and it looks more almost like his tongue area a little bit.
Something in there.
So for Lacs-Burlington, down by 1 with the basketball here. Yale, you got Wiersma on the floor, guarding each other on this full court pressure defense. DLB, Eastas gives it in the backcourt now to Schaefer. Schaefer guarded by Verkota. Good crossover right to left. Does it again, but left to right. Yeastas on the Bismarck Event Center emblem with the rock, guarded by Bachmeyer. Bounce pass, right-hand side. Hughes up and over this one into Yale. And here comes a double team. And Kovarovic caught the left elbow of Yale right on his noggin here. And he looks to be okay, but a little bit shaken up on the help there, Bryce.
Yeah, he's probably lucky he didn't get called for a foul there. He kind of came over a little bit late, but he definitely took the brunt of that.
As this will get inbounded here for the Lakers, trying to get it in before a 5 count. They do. Olsen left-hand side, double team comes, and Kovarovic gets the steal. Kovarovic looks for a teammate and an outlet, finds Verkota. Verkota here, crossing over left to right between the rings to Kovarovic. Sam, couple hard dribbles, probing, gets cut off here by Olsen. Kovarovic takes a ball screen here, going right to left on the baseline. Bounce pass across the way to Wiersma. Shot no. Rebound on the inside to Schaefer. Schaefer goes to the other end of the floor here for Lacs-Burlington, trying to regain the advantage here, currently down by 1. Holzer and Bussey will come in on the next step. Ball for Central Cass. High post touch to Hughes, looking for Yale as Wiersma gets in front, and that's going to be a foul here on Owen. Owen trying to get low and doing his best to try to get in front of Yale, but Weers was going to get called for the hold.
Yeah, they let you get away with a couple bumps that probably tell you to stop once or twice. If you keep up that constant contact, they'll probably blow the whistle once or twice. But I think that's an okay foul. He's got a few to give. He's not in foul trouble. He doesn't want to give up an easy bucket.
Yeah, to your point, Wiersma's first. That'll be the team's second. Lacs-Burlington and Central Cass with 3 timeouts remaining. The Squirrels with 2 team fouls, DLB with none. Olsen, right baseline 3. Shots off the mark, rebound by Holzer, and there's the foul with Hughes. Ty Hughes will pick up the foul, his first and the team's first. And both teams had a pretty good football year, Bryce, and at times we're seeing some collisions like we would on the gridiron.
It's been really physical, and it's been nothing, done on purpose, trying to hurt anybody. It's just guys trying to make plays and then trying to get to state championship game.
Central Cass in the front court. He will handle it now with Mason Bussey as we get to the 10 o'clock hour on a Friday night. Holzer, left wing, rips it through to the top of the key at the free throw line now, trying to back down Yale. Gives it back up top to Convervig. Convervig, they come out, and Hughes is going to get called for the foul. Hughes tries to hedge. He went straight for the ball, but got enough of the body contact there with Convervig, and Hughes picks up his second. Substitution as Convervig will check out. Verkota will check in. So now for Chris Brown, he's got 3 with Fisher and 2 with Hughes in some foul trouble for the Lakers.
Yeah, they got to be careful here at the end of the third quarter. Don't pick up anything else cheap.
Bachmeyer with the basketball. Little horn set here. Bachmeyer takes a screen right-hand side, uses up that dribble now to Verkota. Carter to the right of the key. There goes Holzer. Gets by Yale to the 10. Right-handed finger roll. Layup for 2.
Great take.
Holzer with double digits now as he's got 11 points, 10 of them in the quarter. Up and over on the pass. Here's a full court pressure defense. Eastos with it, hanging, and there's a foul on Bachmeyer. Chase is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his third, and that'll be the team's third. So Bachmeyer with 3, Holzer with 3, Convervig with 2, and Boer with 2 now for Central Cass, while DLB goes to the line. Paxton Eastos here. 4 points so far in the contest, has scored in both the first and the second quarter. Free throw is up and no good. First free throw attempt missed by the Lakers here tonight. 5 of 6 from the stripe. Foul attempt number 2 upcoming here for the Lakers is up and good. And then we'll have a substitution as coming into the game will be Fisher as Hughes will check out. So right now for the Central Cass Squirrels, Holzer has definitely been the guy. This kind of reminds me a little bit, Bryce, of that Region 1 championship where Holzer kind of took over in the second half.
Yeah, he saw it. You got to keep going to him, and he just needs to get touches.
Holzer near sideline to Bachmeyer. Bachmeyer looking for the back cut here to Bussey. Ball gets tapped out, and last touch here with Yale. So Convervig will check back into the game now for Central Cass. And the media timeout will be on the floor, and we'll get to the action after the media break. Central Cass leads it by 2. It's the state semifinals on yourliveevent.com.
Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region with the Coaches Show every Wednesday night on yourliveevent.com.
Goes deep down the middle, has a man, Soka Porter! Soka Porter to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and taken down there.
We'll dive into the latest stories from North Dakota and Minnesota.
And there's the block by Reese.
That's the Coaches Show with me, Joe Lancello, on yourliveevent.com every Wednesday night starting at 7.
40-38, Central Cass leads it over to Lacs-Burlington. At the half, it was 28-27. Chase Miller, Bryce Laxall with you here. And Bryce, the first semifinal was a dandy, and so far it's shaping up to be the second semifinal, the same thing.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a great game. Throughout the end of the second half, I think that Castleton's come out and done exactly what they wanted to do here. Get Holzer involved in this game. They're kind of flirting with foul trouble. I think if you're DLB here, you try to, figure out if you can go on a run here the last couple minutes and then get some positive momentum going into the fourth quarter.
For the Lacs-Burlington here in this third quarter, all of their field goals are threes. Rylan Olsen with the triple, Fisher with the triple, and Yale with the 3. They have 10 points. While for the Central Cass Squirrels, all of their field goals come from one man plus one. Holzer with 4 field goals, 2 threes, and Eli Boer with a left wing 3 for the other field goal here for Central Cass. Convervig to inbound it here on the baseline as we return to action after that Bank North media timeout here inside the Bismarck Event Center. Wiersma with the basketball here, leaves it right-hand side to Convervig. Convervig to the top of the key. This is Verkota shooting the 3, and he tickles a twine. Verkota's first three-pointer of the tournament comes at a most opportune time.
And he can fill it up quick, too, if he gets hot.
Olsen for the answer, 3 right baseline, no. Rebound by Fisher. Quickly for the Lakers, Paxton Eastos gets cut off, gives it back to Fisher here. Now to Paxton. Paxton at the top of the key finds Yale as they're having this weaving action. Here goes Fisher hard down the paint, and there's going to be a blocking foul on Convervig, and that'll be an and one here for Fisher. As they come across as Convervig trying to get there, he'll pick up the foul. That'll be Sam's third. So for Matt Norman now, he's got 3 players with 3 fouls.
Yeah, and that was the right call. He was definitely inside the charge arc.
So Fisher will go to the free throw line now with 5 points in this contest. Free throw opportunity upcoming here for the Lacs-Burlington. Chance to get back within 2. Free throw is up and off the mark, and a board to Owen Wiersma. Central Cass now with Mason Bussey into the front court. Bussey right-hand side with the basketball, gets cut off here. Gives it now to the right of the key to Boer. Back up top now to Holzer. Holzer takes a couple hard dribbles, gets cut off by Yale at the free throw line. Verkota left wing takes a ball screen here by Wiersma. They go underneath the screen. Verkota looking for Holzer right-hand side. Yale on the closeout. Holzer with 8 seconds, little hesitation, looking for the pass. Nice dish to Bussey for 2.
Great job of getting in lane and sucking those defenders over.
Ball's going to be out of play, and it's going to be DLB basketball. Eli Boer almost got the steal off of Rylan Olsen. Maggio to check into the contest here, but a really nice find there, Bryce, for Holzer not to force it when you got a guy wide open, able to kind of rip it through and give his guy an opportunity just to really catch and go up with the ball.
Yeah, great job of sucking that defense over, being patient, and then delivering a nice pass.
Paxton Eastos here at the top of the key. 90 seconds left in the quarter. Going that 1-4 high-low set. Olsen off the window, unable to make it. Rebound here for Holzer. Holzer just got a little hit on the back there with Schaefer. Looks to be all right as they bring it in the front court now to Wiersma. Boer to Holzer, right to the key. Holzer taking a drive, uses up that dribble, gives it now to Maggio. Maggio with the basketball, back to Boer. Boer with it at the right of the key to Holzer. Right wing, Holzer able to get inside the paint here, goes around the world, uses the rim as his protector on Yale for 2.
So smooth, so smart inside, just so patient. He needs touches here every possession if you can get him with touch every possession.
Holzer with 13 points other way. Eastos with the runner inside the paint, can't get it to go on a board by Holzer, and then we're going to get a foul. Foul coming here on Lacs-Burlington as Holzer hits the deck hard. The foul on DLB. This one will come across here on Rylan Olsen, his first and the team's third. A 2-for-1 situation as well for Central Cass here, Bryce, to try to close out the quarter.
Yeah, get a quick shot off here. You got about 8 seconds, get something off, and make sure you can get 2 good ones.
So at 48 seconds left here, the Central Cass Squirrels currently on a 7-2 run. This will be at the top now to Holzer. Holzer takes a ball screen, able to spin. Here comes the double, tries to rip it through. Finds Maggio near sideline Bussey. This one coming across, and there's a foul on DLB. Schaefer trying to get in front, but put the right forearm right in front of Holzer's chest, and there's a foul.
He's been on the ground a lot this quarter. He's really had to earn it.
Schaefer will pick up the foul. That'll be his second, team's fourth, but it does reset the shot clock as Kobervig comes back to the floor.
Yeah, now you go for 1.
This one, you might need to bring your shoulder pads with you into this contest.
It's physical. You hit a 3 here, you go up 10 feeling in the fourth quarter, and you're feeling great about yourself if you're Castleton.
Mason Bussey gives it up top here to Kobervig. Kobervig gives it back to Bussey here at the top of the key. Bussey crossing over to Sam. As they're just kind of playing a little hot potato with the rock right now with 20 seconds left in this third quarter. Right wing goes Verkota now to Bussey. Bussey crossing over, right to left, takes the ball screen here, finds Holzer, top of the key, 3 on the way. Off the mark, no rebound underneath by Eastos, and then there's a foul with Verkota. Verkota is going to pick up his second, the team's 5th.
Get the guys out with fouls here.
As checking into the contest, here will be Maggio and Wiersma, as Holzer and Kobervig will check out here with 6.6 left in the third quarter. On the free throw line, more than likely with how physical this game is going to be very much in play in the fourth quarter. DLB, Eastos with 5, now to 4. Fisher gets the shot off. That'll be short. Rebound comes down to Wiersma, and that's how we'll end this third quarter play. That shot looked pretty good, though, from where we were sitting. 47-40, the Central Cass Squirrels have taken a 7-point lead as we go to the fourth quarter. It's the state semifinals on your live event.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Many factors impact your ability to increase profits on the farm. Make sure your planter is an asset and not a liability. Some limiting factors in making the perfect planter pass are row maintenance, meter calibration, and downforce management. It will not cost you anything to have the conversation about identifying those limiting factors. Call RDK Enterprises 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
As we get to the final 8 minutes of regulation, we say that because we had overtime in our first semifinal here, 47-40. A nice middle two quarters here for Central Cass Bryce after being outscored 21-11. They outscored DLB in the second quarter 16-7 and outscored the Lakers 20-12 in that third quarter.
They've done a really good job of settling down and playing their type of defense, and that's what's led to the big turnaround and the 7-point lead going into the fourth quarter.
Winner has a date with Shiloh Christian tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. We'll have the Central Cass and the Thompson Tommies broadcast tomorrow here for you from the Bismarck Event Center. DLB with it with Eastos into the front court. Paxton dribble handoff to Yale. Yale left-hand side gets the ball right back. Three-pointer on the way. High-arching rainbow, no. Rebound, Olsen, kick out. Here goes Schaefer, walks into a three. Left wing, got it! Schaefer from the left-hand side had all the time to set his feet. He's got 6.
It's deep.
Second chance opportunity there for DLB after the miss by Yale. Where does Central Cass go now to try to answer? Holzer looking for the answer 3. That's going to be short, and this one will go to the Lakers. Just has that March feeling here inside the Bismarck Event Center, or you're just not sure what the play, who will be the X factor in a contest like this.
See another set here from DLB.
As the Squirrels looking for a trap. Now they'll switch it as they handle it to Yale. Yale left wing, here goes Olsen, back up top. Lakers go on the baseline here. Fisher, three-pointer coming, off the mark, rebound. It's tipped out, saved by Lacs-Burlington. Yale goes around the horn, right-hand side, off the mark, no by Eastos. Put back Schaefer for 2.
Schaefer with a great start to this quarter.
All 5 points for DLB in the quarter, and the Lakers are back within 2, and Schaefer gets a steal. Look at the spin move to Yale, but he wasn't looking for it, and Coppervik gets the steal, and there's a foul here for Lacs-Burlington.
It ends up being a good foul to stop that transition because that was going to be 2 points the other way, but that's a missed opportunity there.
And now that's the third on Schaefer. That's the team's 5th. So Lacs-Burlington will have 1 to give before it goes into the bonus, and that's the same for Central Cass. But who is going to be that X factor? Well, Schaefer is really putting his name to that part of the game.
Making a big case for it right now, definitely.
Holzer, right-hand side, guarded by Yale on the baseline as Holzer is going to spin, rip through, lost it. It's still loose underneath. Holzer trying to come up with it. Now it's to Bussey. Bussey, top of the key. Here's Coppervik, dribble, pullback, left wing 3 on the way. Got it to go! Sam Coppervik with 16 points and his 4th 3 of the contest.
Big shot Sam again. Every time they need something, he can get a look.
That might be his new nickname, Big Shot Sam, throughout the rest of this tournament. Left-hand side, this will go to Yale. Top of the key as they reverse it right wing now to Eastos. Eastos to Olsen, top of the key, 3! Rattle it in! The lefty from downtown Bismarck. He's got his 4th 3 of the contest.
They've ran that play a few times. Anytime you see Olsen setting that cross screen for Yale come across, you just have to know that you have to get up and we call it shoot the middle to take away that pass right back to Olsen on the top of the key.
Coppervik front court now skips it near sideline to Holzer, who lost it. Ball gets tipped, and then we're going to get a timeout for Matt Norman. That was like a pinball action right in front of the coach, who was the net, and he's going to save the possession.
Yeah, they had possession. Get that timeout, but
5:40 left to play here. They're double checking to see if it's going to be a media timeout, and it will be with 5:40 left to play in the 4th quarter. Central Cass will get the timeout. That'll be their second that they've used in this game when they'll only have 2 remaining timeouts on the floor. Brought to you in part by Bank North, proud member of their supporter of their communities and member FDIC. We'll break with them. Squirrels with the ball when we return on your live event.
Take a good look at Hillsborough. You probably know that the people are friendly, and you know about the quality of healthcare available at Sanford Medical Center. Maybe you've been to the Hillsborough Sports Complex to cheer on the Burros. Look at the businesses on Hillsborough's Main Street. The Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation provides financial help to local child care providers. and they're interested in supporting local businesses. For more information, contact the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation at growhillsboroughnd.com.
2-point advantage for the Central Cass Squirrels here on yourliveevent.com. Still to come, we'll get to our post-game show. Our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, RDK Enterprises Feature Precision, a Player of the Contest, and more. That's all still to come here on yourliveevent.com. How about Matt Norman, though, Bryce, being Johnny on the spot? You as a coach, have you ever seen that right in front of you on the coach's bench where the ball just gets popped around and you're like, hey, ref, I'll take a timeout, please?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's why I like to save them to the end. You keep them to the fourth quarter when you need them in a time like this, when the game's on the line, and gives you an opportunity to run a set here. And, you know, every basket here has the potential to be a huge swing in the game, so every possession counts.
Kavervig to inbound it right in front of us here inside the Bismarck Event Center. Coming off the screen will be Bussey. Left of the key, gives it high post now to Holzer. Holzer looking back door for Kavervig. Kavervig will handle it. There's going to be a foul here on Lacs-Burlington. Rylan Olson will pick up the foul, his second and the team's sixth.
That's...
I know you don't like that as a coach on that foul.
No, you don't like that at all. They haven't called that all game, and you call one like that, it's pretty cheap. But
Wiersma will check in now for Eli Boer, a fresh 35 here for Central Cass. Squirrels inbound it. They give it now to Kavervig. Right wing free throw line extended up top to Holzer. Holzer thought about a dribble pullback, thought better of it. Man pressure defense here by DLB. Near side on the skip goes Verkota right in front of the bench. Verkota around the world, and there's a foul, and we'll have bonus. Ty Hughes will pick up the foul, his third, and the team's seventh, as Verkota will go to the line for the 1-and-1. A 66% free throw shooter. This is just free throw attempt number 4 here for Central Cass in this contest. And the bonus from here on out.
Yep.
Now you look at DLB, 3 on Fisher, 3 on Schaefer, and 3 on Hughes.
Yeah, they got to be careful. You still want to play aggressive. You don't want to give up any layups at this point. 2 fouls in 5 minutes is you should be able to play the rest of the game with that. But you definitely, at this point, you can't give up a layup. You got to make people earn it at the free throw line.
Verkota hits free throw attempt number 1. He's got 8. Central Cass 16 with Kavervig, 13 with Holzer, 9 with Mason Bussey. Again, balanced being the word throughout the season for Central Cass. Verkota, free throw attempt number 2, rattles in. Verkota now with 9, and the Lakers, well, they might have got away with a little bit over in front and back here to try to handle the rock. Yeastaw steps through, and that's going to be no over and back on that one. Central Cass fans wanted the over and back.
I'm pretty sure he was over.
This will be now to Yeastas. Yeastas at the top of the key. They're really doing a good job with Wiersma, like bread on butter right now. Wiersma is everywhere glued to Yale.
Yeah, the problem here is with the consistency is they just called 2 touch fouls on DLB, and then they let him be that physical right there. You just want consistency if you're coach. They're not calling it consistent on both sides.
And this will be a turnover after Olsen was unable to handle the basketball, and Kavervig will bring it in the front court. Kavervig gives it to Holzer here. Holzer goes behind the back on Yale. Bounce pass right-hand side. Wiersma off the window. Can't finish, and Yale gets the rebound. Outlet goes to Olsen, now to Hughes. Hughes to the right-hand side, comes into a crow hop. Double team comes. Hughes slips it through across the way. This one on the baseline off the window. Good for 2 here with Fisher. Central Cass up by 2 right now as we near the 4-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Verkota, left wing free throw line extended. Gives it back up top to Kavervig. Kavervig calls out the offense as he leaves it right-hand side to Bussey. Bussey spinning his way into paint, kick out. Holzer, right baseline 3. Off the mark, no rebound to Wiersma here on the baseline. Owen up and over on the pass to Kavervig. Kavervig trying to get by Olsen, does the rack off the window and count it! The senior coming up large. Kavervig with the end one, and he's got 18 on the night.
Great take and finish.
Foul with Olsen, his third and the team's 8th. And how about Kavervig there, Bryce, going from the right to the left hand to absorb the contact, protect the ball, and finish with the end one.
Great finish, great take. You take advantage of them a little over-aggressive on the defensive end and create an offensive opportunity, and he gets right to the hoop.
So Bachmeyer will check in for Bussey, while going out of the game here for DLB will be Hughes, and Schaefer comes in, and Kavervig, calm, cool, collective, sinks one. He's got 19 to lead the floor for Central Cass.
He's a great leader out there for them.
A 5-point edge for the Squirrels as we get to the 3:30 mark here in this fourth quarter. Looking for that 1-4 set. Fisher double team rips it through, and there's the foul. Foul is going to be coming across, and I know Chris Brown's probably saying, hey, that should have been maybe called about 2 minutes ago.
Yep.
Foul comes across on Verkota.
No, and he's right, if just the consistency.
So Verkota will pick up his third, team sixth, and for DLB, they'll inbound the rock. Olsen on the baseline here. Right-hand side will give it now to Eastos. Eastos with it between the circles to Fisher, looking for the baseline to Schaefer, but Conrovic cuts that off. They go around the world, right to left to Olsen. Olsen to the 10. Shot no, but the putback good by Yale.
Two great hard takes there. This has been some great basketball, some great takes.
Yale with 14 points because Holzer had to come and try to block it or at least get a little bit in front. That just left Yale wide open for the putback, Bryce.
Yeah, he cleaned it up.
Verkota, top of the key, right-hand side to Kavervig here. Kavervig with a little jab step here, guarded by Olsen. Man defense throughout by the Lakers. Kavervig gets into the left short corner, reverses his pivot foot, now gives it back to Verkota. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Verkota steps through off the window, can't get it. Verkota rebound, rips it through it, still loose underneath. Olsen bear hugs the basketball, then gives it to Yale. Bodies are flying inside the Bismarck Event Center. Looks like a Virgil Hill boxing match here in the capital city.
They're going to sleep good tonight.
This will be at the top of the key. Paxton Eastos here. The Central Cast fans making some noise. Yale goes backdoor. Olsen. Oh, what a block shot by Kavervig.
Great read by Kavervig.
We saw Kavervig do that how many times in the Region 1 tournament, Bryce?
Yeah, he's just so smart. He can, you're, as a coach, you're yelling out the plays. You're trying to get your players to read and react. He's exactly the type of guy that you want out there because you can beat him once, but you're not going to run that same set and beat him twice.
Timeout on the floor brought to you in part by our friends at Bank North. 2:34 left to play. Lakers with the ball down by 3 when we return on your live event.
Bank of North Dakota wants you to be confident when it's time to make student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident to calculate the maximum amount of student loan debt that is recommended based on your career choice. You can also learn how to apply for financial aid and get tips to cut education expenses. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident today.
55-52, Lacs-Burlington with the basketball when they inbound it. Both teams are in the bonus from here on out. DLB with 3 timeouts, Central Cass with 2 timeouts. And in both semifinals, Bryce, whoever comes out on top, Shiloh had to earn it against Beulah, and either Central Cass or DLB will earn it here tonight as well.
Yep, there's been 2 great semifinal games. Both teams have competed, or all 4 teams have competed just at an extremely high level of just really great basketball. We've been blessed to be down here and watch it.
Olsen with 16 points to lead the floor for Lacs-Burlington. He'll inbound the basketball here for the Lakers. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Olsen with it on the baseline. This will go to Fisher. Back to Eastos. Verkota almost got the steal. Eastos working his way inside the paint. Leaves it Schaefer to tie. Shot's going to be off the mark. No, rebound goes through the hands of Holzer right to Eli Boer. Mason Bussey in transition here. Bussey going right to the rack. Spins on the baseline. Turnaround jumper. Oh, what a move by Mason Bussey.
Great shot.
Bussey now in double digits with 11. It's a 2-possession lead. Yale with the basketball. Handoff to Eastos. Curl hop in the paint. Left-handed. Tough shot inside for 2. Paxton with 7 points. I don't know how he got that shot off, Bryce.
No, go and finish it off. Balance. Finish it with your left hand. That was great through traffic. 6'7" guy inside.
Top of the key here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Mason Bussey will handle the rock. Left of the key, shot clock getting to 15. Yale went for the steal, leaves Holzer open for 3. Off the front iron, no. Ball gets tipped out in the hands of a Laker. Olsen to Fisher, back to Olsen.
You got 3 timeouts. You might want to use one here and get a good set.
And there you go, right on cue. Chris Brown's going to call the timeout. Here's a nugget for you. Lacs-Burlington's only given up 60 points 3 times in losses to Hazen and Garrison and an OT win against Ryan. Well, Central Cass, they've only given up 57 times, now make it 8. Bryce, I wasn't sure if we were going to get a track meet or if we were going to get a defensive game. It's been both at particular times in this contest.
Yeah, it's just been kind of a back and forth, trading punches, read and react, coaches making counter moves to what they've seen on the other side. We'll see what kind of set they come out with here. They've ran that cross screen with Yale, and then Olsen off that curl to the top of the 3. That might be an option right here. Instead of hitting Olsen, maybe they hit Yale and get Yale an easy post touch. You don't need a 3 here. You got a lot of time. You still got 2 timeouts. So be interesting, but I think this is a good timeout to get a good set in and see if you can get a score.
Both teams with 8 3-pointers here tonight. Rylan Olson with 4 for the Lacs-Burlington, while Sam Convervig has 4 in comparison for the Central Cass Squirrels. The Squirrel faithful clad in black here tonight on their feet across the way inside the Bismarck Event Center. As they're trying to give it to Yale, there it is, high post touch, and we're going to have a foul. As Yale's going to hit the deck hard, we'll have a foul on the reach. So Yale will go to the line for the front end of a 1-and-1. Foul will come across here on Central Cass. This will be on Wiersma, his second and the team's 7th. Yale with 14 points in this game, as we'll have Eli Boer checking back in alongside with Bussey, as Bachmeyer will check out alongside with Wiersma. Free throw opportunity here, the front end of a 1-and-1 for Carson Yale, who's 1 of 2 tonight from the line. Now make him 2 out of 3. Yale with 15 points. Free throw opportunity number 2 upcoming. 86 seconds left to play in the state semifinal. Second free throw attempt is up and good.
You might see a timeout on the other end here. See if Coach Norman has his board out.
Holzer in the front court, half-court trap comes. They give it to Bussey. Bussey dribbles his way to the baseline, now to Convervig. Convervig inside the paint, skips it to Boer, gets the ball right back. And now they'll cool, calm, and collectively set up the offense as they absorb the pressure.
Well, they...
A 1-point edge here for Central Cass. Convervig left-handed dribble, gives it to Bussey. Bussey to Convervig, left baseline 3 on the way. He got another one! Convervig with his 5th 3-pointer of the contest.
Great shot, great set, great patience by Castleton.
22 on the night for Convervig. Yale, top of the key, right-hand side goes Olson. Dribble pullback over Convervig. 3 off the mark, no ball, gets tapped out right in the hands of Verkota. And now DLB is going to have to try to foul, and they do. Schaefer will pick up the foul, his 4th team's night. How about the shot, though, by Convervig?
Yeah, big-time shot, great patience, great offense. Drive and kick, hit a guy with it right in his hands, right in his shot to get it up, and it was just great offense, great patience, and that's why they're number 1 team in the state.
So that'll be foul number 9 here for Lacs-Burlington. So we'll go to the free throw line, and it will be the 1-and-1 variety here, as Convervig will go to the free throw line for the Central Cass Squirrels. Free throw's good. 23 points, and Convervig with a chance to make it a 6-point contest here for Central Cass. Free throw attempt number 2 is good. Convervig now with 24 points. Full court pressure defense here by the Squirrels. DLB will have the basketball. Fisher double team, gives it to Yistas. Yistas going hard down the paint, gets the floater off the mark. No rebound on the interior by Convervig, and there's a foul. And the Central Cass Squirrels are 25.8 seconds away from heading to a state championship game here in Bismarck.
Yeah, they've weathered the storm again. They just know how to get it done.
Convervig with 24 points in this contest. The only quarter he didn't score in was the 3rd, but he's made up for it in the 4th.
Yeah, and kind of Holzer kind of led the charge in the 3rd. They just so many weapons. They can beat you offensively, defensively. Guys off the bench. They're just a great team.
Convervig free throw attempt misses the first. Second one upcoming. This is large to make it a 3-possession game.
Yeah, 3 possessions, 25 seconds, only 2 timeouts. You gotta score quick. You can't have any empty possessions now.
Convervig goes 1 of 2 from the line to Lacs-Burlington. Yistas here across the timeline here, up and over on the pass to Yale. Yale left baseline jumper over Holzer, and there's a foul. Hits the arm, and that is large for Lacs-Burlington.
Don't want to do that.
So Holzer is going to pick up the foul here, and we'll have not 1, not 2, but 3 free throws on the way. So Holzer will pick up his 4th, and going to the line is Carson Yale. 16 points. We'll keep it at 16 as he misses free throw attempt number 1. Bachmeyer will check out. Coming in will be Bussey. Wiersma will check out.
3 shots. I don't think they can sub out, or what? They shouldn't be able to sub out.
So they're just going to say that they'll allow the sub to come in 1 shot early.
Okay, yeah.
As Yale will hit free throw attempts number 2. And to your point, yep, this is when the sub should happen.
Yep.
I think we had a quick trigger on the scores table here.
Yeah.
We got a timeout on the floor with Chris Brown, but right now, Bryce, let's put the coach's cap on in both situations. First for Central Cass, you still got to play aggressive, obviously, up by 6, potentially 5. You're getting pressure on the opposite side for Chris Brown. You got to take some chances defensively now.
Yeah, you're casting. You have 2 timeouts in the ball in the possession arrow, so you're take a timeout, don't turn it over, and if you're in trouble, just use one of those timeouts. Don't just chuck it in like we saw last night in the NCAA. But
yeah, don't pull a hand grenade, so to speak, with Furman and Virginia.
Yeah, you don't want to do that right now. If you're DLB, you try to go for a steal and you foul right away, and you only got 1 stop left with the clock, so it's going to be tough because you're still going to need 2 possessions. But hopefully you can get a steal. You got to go for a steal, and if you're Castle, then you just cool, calm, collective, and knock down your free throws.
Yale will go to the free throw line here. And this is an interesting thing. You don't have a play called for Yale to purposely miss and try to get the ball. Is that better, or do you want the free throw?
He took a timeout. He might have drawn something like that up.
Yale free throw attempts will hang on the rim. No good. Rebound is loose underneath. Coverbeck comes up with it, and there's a foul with Olsen. So Olsen is going to pick up his 4th. And going to the free throw line is Sam Coverbeck. I'm not sure how many more adjectives and words that you can describe this senior here tonight with Sam Coverbeck.
He's been great, and he's been great his whole career, this whole year. He's been the leader for this team, and I just like the way he plays. I think he brings such just a great leadership role to this team.
Coverbeck to the free throw line to shoot 2. It is the double bonus here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Free throw attempt is short, as this one will come across here for Central Cass to try to make the second one. Free throw attempt number 2 is good on the way for Verkota. He's got now 26 points on the night. Left-hand side, Yale, deep 3 on the way. Off the mark, no. Ball's going to get saved, and, well, it'll be out of bounds here with the Lacs-Burlington. Coming up, we'll try to hear from Coverbeck, Holzer, or Verkota. We'll see it's going to be a media car wash, as we like to call it in the business. And the nice thing is it is the last final game, so we'll have a chance to speak with at least 1, if not 2, Central Cass particulars here on our post-game show. Mason Bussey brings us one in the front court. And the Central Cass Squirrels are heading to the state championship by a final of a 64-57 win over the Lacs-Burlington. It'll be the 1, it'll be the 2. Number 1 Central Cass will play number 2 Shiloh coming up tomorrow night for a 2023 state championship opportunity, and to boot to win the final as we know it right now with the amount of teams, the state Class B basketball tournament as well. Coming up here on our post-game show, we'll get to the finals in this one. Also from there, we'll hear from a couple of particulars and name our Enbridge Energy player of the game. For the Central Cass Squirrels, 26 points here for Sam Coverbeck, while you had 17 for Yale, 16 for Olsen here for the Lacs-Burlington. Let's now get to our Enbridge Energy player of the game here in a moment. But first, we'll have an opportunity to hear from Central Cass player, and that is Carter Verkota. Gets on the headsets. Verkota, the 6'1 junior guard, with 6 points, a 3 in the third quarter, a couple free throws in quarter number 4 as well. Carter, first and foremost, congratulations on the win. Let's talk about this one. First quarter that you probably like to erase, down by 10. But what did it take the final 3 quarters to win this contest here, Carter?
I think we just needed to battle back. Obviously, in the first quarter, it was not our basketball. That's for sure. Not scoring very many points and not playing very good defense. And when we kind of got settled in and we started running our offense and started running the floor, I think we kind of got a hold of it.
Yeah, you got to that man pressure defense. What changed in that second quarter with that man pressure defense from your guys' point of view? It seemed like the energy just really kind of flowed throughout anybody that was on the floor.
Yeah, no, tons of energy. I think we have really good ball defenders, so that really helps really good. And our 25's been working all year, and tonight just didn't click for us. So, I mean, we can run either one, and either one will work. And tonight it was man, so.
Let's talk about one of the seniors here in this one with you as well, Carter, Sam Coverbeck. He finishes the contest with 26 points, goes 8 of 9 from the floor, 5 threes, 5 of 7 from the free throw line. What was it about Sam just hitting big-time shots when you needed it from the first quarter through the end of the contest, sealing it at the free throw line?
I mean, he's a big player. He hasn't been getting a lot of the credit that he's been doing all year. Sometimes he doesn't score a whole bunch, but he gets a ton of assists. And tonight I think he really showed himself and what he can do, so it's good for him. I'm really happy for him.
And this team had to battle foul trouble. It was different guys at different situations. Holzer picked a spot, obviously, in the third quarter. He had 5 field goals. What is it about this team at any particular time where it's yourself or someone else that can kind of go off here, Carter?
I mean, we got a really deep bench, and we have some injuries. Carter Maggio's been hurt, and tonight he was really big. Yale's a really, really good basketball player, and I think our bench, Owen Wiersma and Carter Maggio, congrats. I mean, they played a heck of a game. Just bellying up on them and playing good D. So our bench is just amazing.
Final thing for you, Carter, before we let you go. How sweet does this sound? State championship game tomorrow night, Central Cass, Shiloh.
I mean, it's a dream come true. We've been working since we were just little kids, 6 years old, dreaming about it, watching the other kids play on the TV, and it's finally our turn, so it feels good.
Hey, Carter, best of luck. We'll see you tomorrow night. That again, Carter Verkota with us here for the Central Cass Squirrels at 64-57 as Central Cass is able to pick up the victory. The Squirrels with 11 points in the first quarter, 16 in the second, 20 in the third, and 17 in the fourth. Well, for the Lacs-Burlington, 21 points in the first quarter, 7 in the second, 12 in the third, and 17 in the fourth. It's now time to name your Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, and that's going to go to Sam Kovarevic without question. 26 points, a couple of rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. Sam Kovarevic did a little bit of everything here tonight for the Central Cass Squirrels, and when they weren't shooting well in the first quarter, Kovarevic hit 3 first-quarter threes. Sam Kovarevic is our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game here in this one. Now we get to our feature precision play of the contest. That is our RDK Enterprises feature precision play. RDK Enterprises, get ready for the upcoming spring planting season with RDK Enterprises, and go to planterdoc.com. Let the planter experts help you out here with RDK Enterprises. For the Central Cass Squirrels, taking a look at this one, and really at the end of the day, outside of point, and it's going to go points off turnovers. Central Cass with 18 points off of turnovers, off of 15 here for the Lacs-Burlington. The Lacs-Burlington scores just 2 points off turnovers off of 4 Central Cass turnovers. So that is our play of the contest, brought to you in part by our folks at RDK Enterprises. The points off turnovers plus 16 for Central Cass. We'll take a quick break. We'll take a look at the numbers when we return here on your live event.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Join us now here for the Central Cass Squirrels. That is the 6'7" junior forward, Cole Holzer, able to finish with 13 points, 6 rebounds. And Cole, I know you were battling through foul trouble in that first half a little bit, but you got going in the third quarter. 5 field goals in that third quarter with 12 points. What did you see both on the inside-out game, particularly for you in that third quarter?
Yeah, obviously I started out right away with a big 3, and I had another one after that, I think a couple possessions later. So then they were trying to fly out on me a little more, so I just tried to get that shot fake and get in there, so that helped.
How physical of a basketball game was this for 4 quarters of play? Because guys were flying for loose balls, they were running into each other. From your point of view, Cole, how physical was this one?
Yeah, it might be the most physical game I played. Yeah, they definitely fly around, and a lot of rebounds. You got to just get up there and try to grab that thing and hope you come down with it and try to find somebody to kick out to.
And then Sam Kovarevic, we were talking a little bit off air, just giving you his numbers. 26 points on 8 of 9 shooting with 5 threes. What can you say about the senior when you needed it to start the game with those threes and able to close it at the free throw line?
Yeah, it's huge. He's a great player, and last couple games been a little quiet on offense, but I'm glad that he started looking for a shot a little more and getting those in. And yeah, he just kept working, and he's a great shooter, and I love playing with him.
You know you got a chance to play in the state championship game coming up tomorrow. How excited are you, but how also was the excitement in this game for a state semifinal playing in this facility?
Yeah, it's awesome I get to play in that. It's been a dream of mine for a long time, and all the people on my team. And yeah, it was great getting that win in those last few seconds there. It was huge. I felt great talking to my teammates on the floor and getting a little hype with them and stuff like that.
Hey, Cole, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck coming up tomorrow, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night in the championship.
Thank you.
And again, Cole Holzer with us here for the Central Cass Squirrels as they were able to pick up the victory, as we'll allow kind of the little bit of the headsets here to come to Sam Kovervig now as Sam will get his way here to media row, kind of going through the media car wash, as we like to call it in the business. Sam, congratulations first and foremost on the victory. A hard-fought physical game. There's no way to slice it. When you saw your team down by 10, what was the message after that first quarter play to allow you guys to kind of get back in rhythm here in the second quarter?
Yeah, I mean, it was our defense. We just got to go out there and clear the glass and get rebounds and hold their really good players, some really contested shots. And they hit a few of them, but we didn't get down from that. We knew that we contested them pretty well, and yeah, great players, and it goes in. It goes in for them.
Sam Kovervig joined us here. How physical of a game was this? Because both teams were diving, both teams, and it wasn't like a purposeful, jab to the midsection. It was you're ripping it through, trying to, get to the paint. How physical of a game was it?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of how it's always going to be when you're trying to play for a state championship, and just go out there, and teams are going to play really aggressive because they just want it so bad, and I think we want it so much more tonight, and it paid off.
Let's talk about your performance. 8 of 9 shooting, 26 points, able to get a couple of rebounds as well, 4 assists. Have you had a game like this before, Sam, where you were in rhythm with that first 3? I know it wasn't the greatest shot, but then all of a sudden you got the second one, and from there it seemed like you were in rhythm.
I mean, no, that was probably the best performance I've had so far, and just job's not finished. I'm looking to go out there and do the same thing tomorrow.
You had a game against Warwick. You had a game here against the Lacs-Burlington. What have you learned about this team to get to the state championship tomorrow night?
Yeah, we're just really resilient. We'll go out there and we'll scrap and claw and get what's ours, and I think we did that tonight and also last night against Warwick. 2 really good teams that come out here, and they played really well, but I'm just happy that we played better.
Final thing for you, how sweet does this sound? Central Cass Shiloh tomorrow to close out the B in 2023.
I mean, it feels really good, but job's not finished. We got to go out there, play well, and get that state championship tomorrow too.
Hey, Sam, congratulations. Enjoy the postgame in the locker room, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Sam Kovervig joined us here for the Central Cass Squirrels as Central Cass is able to pick up the victory and go to 24-0 now on the season as well. As we were talking about our RDK Enterprises feature precision play of the game, Bryce, the points off turnovers. Central Cass with 18 points off turnovers. They forced 15, while in comparison, DLB only with 2 off of 4 Central Cass turnovers, Bryce, and that really was the difference maker when you take a look at the scoreboard.
Definitely, and that was Central Cass's game plan, was to get in and pressure their guards and just turn that defense into easy offense and use that to kind of pull away in the end, and that's kind of what they did. It was a great battle, but you get those easy points, and if you're setting up your offense and trying to run sets and run plays and you're not getting anything easy, it's kind of draining. Where you see the other team go down and get an easy point right after transition turnover. So yeah, that's kind of been their MO all year, and that's what they're really good at, and that's what they did again tonight.
Sam Kovervig, 26 points, 13 on the way for Cole Holzer, 11 for Mason Bussey, 9 for Carter Verkota, 3 on the way for Eli Boer, and 2 for Chase Bachmeyer. Lacs-Burlington led by the 17 of Carson Yale with 8 rebounds. Rylan Olson with 16 points and hit some big threes as well throughout this contest. 7 then for Fisher and Yeastas, 8 on the way for Schaefer with 4 boards and 2 points by Ty Hughes. Final thing for you, Bryce, tomorrow, just a quick preview of that championship game. Shiloh, we said any 8 teams here, Shiloh was going to be a matchup problem for anybody that they played. Yeah, you got Holzer at 6'7", you got Wiersma, who's a scrapper, Boer and this company, but what is your first thing when you take a look at 1 versus 2 tomorrow night?
I think Castleton, you got to come out with kind of a similar game plan. You got to be able to pressure their guards, and if you turn it into a post touch, that's going to be tough. But I know they got guys down there that can bang and can play some good defense and are physical. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really good game, and it's 2 contrasting styles, and I think it's going to be really fun to watch.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have coverage tomorrow for the 5th place contest between Thompson and the Ranchers of Powers Lakeburg Central. That'll be at 2:45, then 8 o'clock or after the Parade of Champions. Might be kind of like tonight, more like 8:30. Who knows? Once we get to the championship between Shiloh and alongside the Central Cass Squirrels. Bryce, thanks so much for your time. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
That again, Bryce Laxdal with us. I'm Chase Miller. Thanks so much for tuning in. Central Cass, well, they're into the state championship and a chance to win their first state title since 1968. Well, for Shiloh, they've never won a state championship, and they will be making their way to tomorrow's title game as well. It's number 1. It's number 2. Join us then for Central Cass, and also join us for the Consolation Championship. That'll be coming up across at 2:45 with Thompson and the Ranchers. On behalf of Bryce Laxdal, I'm Chase Miller. Thanks so much for tuning in to high school basketball here from the B, from the Bismarck Event Center.